We're back from the Auburndale Sports Complex, still contending with some technical issues, particularly on the audio side. Once our internet feed goes out, that forces us to reset every component of the broadcast, including the audio. And unfortunately, the audio has been very fickle throughout the last 2 days. And once we had it set up for Game 1, we thought we were good. We had to reboot. And unfortunately, with the reboot, we lost our setup. As the Dolphins are in a good spot here. They are trailing 2-1 in the second inning. But Sabrina Caffel just singled through the right side. That advances Madison Edwards to second base. And the Dolphins have 2 on with just 1 out. As promised, we'll get you the full play-by-play from the CSI first inning. Mariah Carcano attempted to bunt for a hit. She was thrown out from third base. Anissa Acosta singled. Eileen Balderas doubled. That put runners on second and third with 1 out. Olivia Wanzer drew a walk. Bridget Motley reached on a fielder's choice that drove in a run. And Elizabeth Moore struck out swinging to end the inning. Here in the second, Edwards walked. Mockery struck out. And Sabrina Caffel singled. At the plate now is Mariah Carcano, the Dolphins' leadoff hitter. Carcano at the plate, as I mentioned, 0 for 1 with the attempted bunt single in her first at bat. Molly Gross in the circle for the Huskies in this game. She's allowed 3 hits, 1 earned run, walked 2, and struck out 2 thus far. And she is now struck out 3. Carcano down swinging, and that will bring up Anissa Acosta. Acosta singled her first time up. She got the start in the circle for the Dolphins in this game. Gave up a couple of home runs in the first and was pulled. Alexandra Frenza coming on in relief for the second straight game. Frenza just worked 1 inning in Game 1, so she should be pretty fresh. And Acosta takes a pitch that got away. Couldn't tell if it bounced from here. It looked like it did, so we'll call that a wild pitch for now. But we can't see low behind the plate, so those scoring decisions all subject to change. Acosta ahead 2-0. First base now open. And Gross misses with ball 3. And TJ takes a strike. Comes to 3-1. And that was chopped foul straight into Eileen Balderas in the on-deck circle. So a good job by Gross to work it back to a full count on Acosta. Tying run stands on third. The go-ahead run at second. That's hit in the air out to center. Hit pretty well. And the catch was made by the center fielder, who then fell over the center field wall and held on. What a play in center field by Tenley Quesnell. Now, her entire body landed over the fence, so I wasn't sure if she had held on. We couldn't see the ball. Even the home plate umpire smiling after that one, as Acosta is robbed of a 3-run homer. And that will do it for the Rhodes second inning. Dolphins still trail 2-1. And we're back for the bottom half of the second inning. Evie Palsfus at the plate for the Huskies. They got a great play in center field by Tenley Quesnell as she fell over the center field wall. Keep in mind, the outfield walls here are movable. So it's basically a net that makes up the outfield wall as that's hit in the air out to right center. And Carcano makes the catch. One away. Now I'm going to try and make a quick change to the lineup here, which I can't do from this screen. So in between innings, I'm going to cut away very quickly, and we need to add a player to the roster for the Huskies that was not there entering the game. At the plate here is number 17, Grace Frechette. Frechette was not on the roster, so I have to add her very quickly in between innings. We got the lineups about 2 minutes ahead of first pitch as Frechette crushes one foul. Count 1-1 Frechette gets the start at third base. And she takes up and away. Count 3-1. We do apologize if our audio isn't coming through cleanly, as we've been having issues since the start of this game. And that pitch misses for ball 4. So Frechette draws a walk with one out. That will bring up the hero of the last half inning for the Huskies, Tenley Quesnell. Pitch from Frenza on its way. That's in for a strike. Comes the 0-1. Runner going. Throw to second on a hop. Not in time. Stolen base for Frechette. Count even on Quesnell at 1-1. Well, for now, we're going to contend with the audio issues. Really not much we can do. Though I've been told it's better now. So hopefully that is the case. As that ball's hit well out to center, but Carcano in good position. Throw hits the cutoff, and Quesnell is retired. Frechette holds at second. Back to the top of the order. Reese Holzherter will be the batter. And she takes a strike. Holzherter, 1 for 1 at the plate. Home run in her first at-bat. That misses up and away. And the 1-1 has popped up. A mile high on the infield. And making the call in right is Mockery, as she makes the catch on the infield dirt for the final out of the inning. The Huskies strand one in the second. We head to the third, CSI trailing 2-1. And we're back for the third inning, as Eileen Balderas will lead off for the Dolphins. Had to make a quick change to the roster for the Huskies, but we're back. Just getting back to the score sheet in time. We'll change the lineup card, and hopefully that corrects all of our issues. Not yet, apparently. Might have to reset the team. Let's see. Cannot reselect the team after the game has started. So we have a bit of a dilemma here. I may have to go manually change this in the post game. No big deal. As Balderas is ahead in the count, 2-1 here. We ran into this problem yesterday, but did not begin scoring the game until we had solved it. Unfortunately, we didn't have that luxury today, as we got the lineups just moments before first pitch. Going to try one more thing following this at bat, as Balderas gets ahead 3-1. And that's grounded through the left side for a base hit. And Balderas is on with a leadoff single. Balderas sneaks one through the left side. And that sets up Olivia Wanzer with one on and nobody out. Brief delay in the action here as Wanzer is waiting to step into the box. Perfect timing for me as I make some scoring changes. Still no luck. The additions I made not reflecting in the current game since I made them after the game started. So this might have to be a post-game edit here. Pitch to Wanzer, misses up and away for ball one. And Wanzer quickly gets ahead 2-0. That's fouled away. Or perhaps it got away. I heard the sound of ball hitting iron. That was the ball hitting the fence post on a wild pitch. wild pitch allows Balderas to advance to second. It's now 3-0. And Wanzer, swinging 3-0, will advance Balderas to third as she taps one back to the circle. 1-3 on the putout, and the tying run is now on third base. That will bring up Bridget Motley. And Motley takes out of the zone for ball one. Motley 0 for 1 at the plate. Did pick up an RBI, reaching on a fielder's choice her first time up. And Motley takes ball two. And Motley is now ahead 3-0. As all of a sudden, Gross can't find the strike zone. I have 3-0. The scoreboard has 2-0. That's it for a strike. That's hit to the right side softly, so that will get the run in. And the Dolphins have tied the score on a ground out by Motley. 4-3. Balderas comes home, and we're even at 2. That will bring up Elizabeth Moore. And Moore takes a strike. Moore swings and misses. Had a pitch downstairs for strike 2. And Moore goes up the ladder as she swings and misses again for strike 3. But not before the Dolphins tie the score once again. Small ball by CSI as they get a walk and turn it into a run without the benefit of a hit. We're now up at 2, heading to the bottom of the third. And we're back for the home third inning from the Auburndale Sports Complex. Lydia Kruger at the plate. As that ball is bunted right back toward the circle. Easy play for Frenza. And Kruger is retired for the first out. So Grace Frechette was on the roster just under a different number. She was on there under 19. So when I typed her name into the field, where we had number 17 locked in. We were able to get her number off the roster as that's lofted out to left. And Edwards dropped the ball. Throw goes to second. There might be a play there. And in safely on the slide is Hailey Weinberger. So Weinberger reaches on the error. As that was dropped and left by Edwards, she kind of got spun around at the last second by that ball. And now the Huskies have a runner in scoring position. Maggie Fitzgerald takes a strike. Fitzgerald 1 for 1. Go-ahead run now stands at second for St. Cloud State. That pitch misses away. This game 4 on this Florida trip for the Dolphins, and each of the first 4 has been a back-and-forth close game. As that's grounded to third, Moore looks the runner back. Nicely done by the Dolphins' third baseman. As CSI gets the second out at first. Two away, and Brooke Holmes will be the batter. Holmes 0 for 1. Chance here with 2 outs to pick up a runner from second base. And that is lined straight toward the Dolphins' dugout and the third base coaching box. Comes the 0-1. That's grounded to third. Another chance for Moore. Her throw to first over with plenty of time, and the side is retired. So the Dolphins work around the error, and the Huskies strand a runner in scoring position. We head to the 4th, all tied up at 2. Road 4th inning about to get underway. Madison Edwards leads things off for the Dolphins. The score still knotted up at 2. Dolphins able to scratch out a run in the previous inning. I believe I mistakenly said without the benefit of a hit, but the scorecard had already turned over. The Dolphins brought the run home without a second hit. Should have been more precise there. Balderas got on with a single, and then a wild pitch and a couple of groundouts got her home. Count 0-1 on Edwards, and that's chopped foul as she's quickly in a 2-strike hole. Edwards drew a walk her first time up without an official at-bat in this game. And she takes a ball. That's it right back to the circle. And Gross flips over to first for out number 1. Seen quite a few 1-3 putouts today. And with one away, Avery Mockery will be the batter. And Mockery fouls one off. Comes the 0-1. That's inside. One and one pitch is chopped to third, softly hit. Strong throw across the diamond in time, and Mockery is retired for the second out. That will bring up Sabrina Caffel. Caffel singled through the right side, her first time up. That pitch is in for a called strike. And Caffel looks at strike two. Caffel offers it the 0-2 and pops it up on the infield. And the catch is made in fair territory by the catcher Weiss to retire the side. Dolphins go down 1-2-3 in the fourth. We remain tied at 2 when we come back. And we're back for the home fourth inning, as the first pitch of the inning is sent foul by Bethany Weiss, the Huskies catcher. Ball was hit pretty well, but she got under it and hit it well foul. Weiss 0 for 1 at the plate in this game. She faces Alexandra Frenza, who came on early in relief of Anissa Acosta. That pitch is popped up, and the catch is made on the infield by Balderas for the first out. That will bring up Evie Palsifus. Palsifus 0 for 1. And she takes a strike on the outside corner. That's hit in the air. On the infield once again. And Balderas dropped the ball. That was as routine as they get. And Balderas just couldn't secure it. Dolphins now have dropped a pop-up and a fly ball. And that will bring up Grace Fitchett. And it looks like we're going to have a pinch runner over at first as well. So Pulsifus will head to the dugout, and they will send in a pinch runner. Great job by the home plate umpire. Very underrated getting those changes to the stats desk. The question is, did somebody tell him I was here, or did he spot me? Perhaps talking to the people upstairs. He might not even know I'm here. He might be signaling to Alberto up at the scoreboard. Is Alberto still up there? Either way, great job. Great job. That pitch is in for a strike. Fitchett without an official at bat. Drew a walk her first time. And every time I see that number 17 instead of 19, I think I have a pinch hitter. Eventually I'll figure it out. As that's hit well down the left field line. And that ball is gone. We couldn't see the left field corner, and it looked like Fitchett may have gotten just under it. But instead it's a go-ahead two-run homer for Fitchett. And the Huskies are back in front by a pair. It's now 4-2. I'm not sure how close that ball was to being foul. It was hit right down the line, it appeared. We didn't see it go over the wall from our vantage point, but it counts just the same, and St. Cloud State has their two-run lead back. So the error cost the Dolphins at least one. And potentially more if there's a two-out rally in this inning. But Tenley Quesnel will be the batter, as she took a strike on the first pitch and is behind 0-1. That's hit to second, and Quesnel is retired 4-3 for the second out. That will bring up Reese Holzheuter. Holzheuter 1 for 2. And she looks to bunt. Down the third base line, barehanded by Moore, who had no chance. Holzheuter on with a bunt single. And the Huskies have a two-out base runner. That will bring up Lydia Kruger. Kruger 0 for 2 at the plate. Kruger behind 0-1 here. Runner going from first. Throw skips in. Not in time. Holzheuter steals second. And the Huskies have another runner in scoring position. And the 1-1 misses high. Count now 2 balls and 1 strike on the Huskies' second baseman. Here's the 2-1. That bounced in, a wild pitch. As that got to the backstop. And the runner advances to third. Three and 1 the count. And that's grounded down the line for a base hit. The fifth Huskies run comes in to score, And Kruger is into second base standing with an RBI double. That error looming large now, as it has cost the Dolphins 2 runs in this inning. There should have been 3 outs already. And if they end up losing this game by just 1, that one will hurt. Credit to the Huskies for putting together a mini 2-out rally in that spot. They get the run in. Huskies have had some really well-placed base hits right along the lines in this game. I'm not sure how close the home run was, but that was down the line for sure. They then had the robbed home run in center field that would have put 3 on the board for the Dolphins. And the story for CSI in this game is filled with what-ifs. Still plenty of time, but the Dolphins now trail by 3 as we play on in the 4th. Plate here for the Huskies is Holly Weinberger. She's behind 1 and 2. Weinberger is 1 for 2 at the plate. Got the start in right field today. And that's it out to shallow left. And the catch is made there and left by Edwards for the final out of the inning. But not before the Huskies strike for 3 runs, helped along by a Dolphins error and a 2-run homer. St. Cloud State now leads it 5-2. Top of the 5th from Auburndale about to get started. And there's a new pitcher in the game for St. Cloud State. Also, I'm thinking we may have had a re-entry. Though it was actually a pinch runner for the designated player. So there won't be a re-entry there. We just need a number on the new pitcher, and the new number is 55. So we'll get that taken care of in just a second. When you have a one-man crew, you get an inside look at the scoring. When we're at home on Staten Island, we get our opportunity to have some fun with the statistician. Outside of double duty, my days as statistician are over. Count even at 1-1 on Mariah Carcano. And she lines one through third base and into left field for a base hit. Playing in was the third baseman, Frechette, and she had no chance as that ball was smoked right at her. The Dolphins have a leadoff base runner on the Carcano single. That will bring up Anissa Acosta. Acosta is 1 for 2. She takes one that bounces in for ball 1. New pitcher for the Huskies is Justice Porter. Porter replaces Gross in the top of the 5th. That pitch misses low for ball 2. Final line for Gross. 4 innings pitched, 2 runs, both earned, 4 hits, 2 walks, 4 strikeouts. And now Acosta's ahead 3-0. That line could have looked a lot different were it not for the defense of her center fielder. Tenley Quesnel saving 3 runs with a home run robbery of Anissa Acosta, who draws a walk here, and the Dolphins quickly have 2 on with nobody out. Dolphins have played 3 games. In each of those 3 games, they have either had the lead in the 7th or brought the tying run to the plate in the 7th. They have 1 win to show for it thus far, trying to battle back from another deficit in this game as Eileen Balderas looks at a strike. Balderas 2 for 2, looking to keep the line moving with Olivia Wanzer on deck. And that's hit hard through the middle for a base hit. Carcano is held at third, and that was a good hold by Tracy Garofalo. No reason to take a chance with nobody out, and the Dolphins have the bases loaded. Olivia Wanzer, the batter, as the Dolphins have now loaded the bases. Balderas on first, Acosta on second, Carcano on third, and the Dolphins almost got caught there as Carcano had to hold. That was the right decision. Acosta was halfway to third, had to get back. We're actually pulling up some stats at the moment as the Huskies will confer the circle with Porter. Anissa Acosta is closing in on 100 career hits. And I'd like to see how close she is, though her career statistics are not loading. Not what we were looking for, which means there is another way to check this. Not exactly, Marquise. She has 7 this season, has 1 in this game. She has 8 this year. Let's go back to last year now, as the action has not resumed yet. The conference just broke up at the circle for the Huskies. All right, Anissa last year had 44 hits, which gives her 52. I did say I'm not much of a mathematician, as that's chopped to short. A run will come in as the Huskies go to first with it. Marquise, we have to be impartial on the air. We can't say that here. I'm always right. So, Wanzer is out at first, 6-3. Everyone else moves up a base, and the Dolphins are back to within 2. Tying run now in scoring position. 2 seasons ago, 47. She's at 99, Marquise. 99. 1 more hit, and Anissa Acosta reaches 100. Though we have to figure out where her career stats are, because they should be there. Bridget Motley, the batter. She's 0 for 2 at the plate. Chance here to tie the score with a base hit. Bring CSI to within 1 with a fly ball, or perhaps even better with a home run. As that pitch misses down and in for ball 1. Count even at 1 ball and 1 strike. Motley, without the benefit of a hit in this game, has 2 runs batted in. She has a chance to make it 3 RBIs without a hit. And that's another wild pitch. That skipped in. And the Dolphins are within a run. Acosta comes in to score as that one wound up almost halfway to the Huskies' dugout. And now the tying run stands on third base with just 1 out. Wild pitches have been a problem in this game. Though keep in mind, I cannot see well behind home plate as that's chopped back to the circle. And that will not get the run in. As Motley tapped one softly back to Porter. She's thrown out at first, and there are 2 gone. And the Dolphins will send a pinch hitter to the plate here. Moore called back to the dugout, and Olivia Warner will be the batter. Huge spot here for Warner. The runner at third is Balderas. And Balderas made that error in the previous half inning. That right now is the difference in the game. Were it not for that error, the Dolphins are certainly tied. But in terms of statistics, the Dolphins would be leading were it not for that fielding error. And Warner takes inside for ball one. Here comes the 1-0. And that's hit to short. Tough hop, handled cleanly at shortstop. Good play there by Holmes, and she throws out Warner to retire the side. Dolphins strand the tying run at third base. They trail 5-4 as we head to the bottom of the fifth. We are back for the home fifth inning as the Dolphins made some changes, and we had a quick first out. So we had a score check to make sure the score was correct, and the score is indeed correct. It's 5-4 Huskies. Curious who wanted to know. Looks like that request came from the Dolphins dugout. Either way, that's hit deep to left. Forget it. That's gone. And the Huskies dugout knew it right away, and off the bat, you could hear that one. As Ava Del Salto got the first out in the inning and quickly surrenders a solo home run. That was Brooke Holmes who hit it. And the Huskies now lead 6-4. For those following via live stats, we momentarily lost our live stats. We're about to get those back. Plate now is Bethany Weiss. Weiss 0 for 2. She's ahead in the count here, 2-0. That's it softly to third. Warner has it. Her throw is low, but it is scooped by Wanzer. Nice play at first to save another error as the Dolphins get the second out. I apologize for the momentary silence as I reconfigure the live stats. The Wi-Fi here not the most reliable. My phone's hotspot, on the other hand, has been perfect until the 15 minutes in between games. And that was a costly drop of the internet connection as we lost our audio for a bit. So Weiss was retired 5-3. And re-entering the game is Evie Palsifus. She got the start, was pinch run for after she reached in her last at bat. And she takes outside there. Dolphins with 6 outs to play with, trailing by 2 runs when they come to bat. And they're hoping Del Salto can get them out of this inning here. Comes to 2-0. That's it for a called strike. Comes to 2-1. That's hit out towards shallow center, but Caffel makes the catch right on the lip of the infield to retire the side. But not before the Huskies tack on another run to their lead. Solo home run, giving St. Cloud State a 6-4 advantage as we head to the 6th. And we're back for the top half of the 6th as Cassidy Latour will get her first at bat of the game. And that was a scary moment as somehow Porter got the glove up, deflected it to her shortstop, and the throw to first from Holmes was in time to retire Latour, who hit that ball right back where it was pitched about as hard as you can. And fortunately for Porter, she got the glove up. And on top of that, got the out. Even more fortunately, getting her glove up, but she will take the out with it. And there's quickly one away. 1-6-3 on the line drive. And that will bring up Avery Mockery. Mockery 0 for 2 in this game with a strikeout. And she slices one the other way toward the line, but not far enough, as the catch was made in right field by Weinberger for the second out. That will bring up Sabrina Caffel. Caffel 1 for 2 at the plate. Singled her first time up. And she takes a called strike. Here comes the 0-1. That's up and away. Long look in ahead of the 1-1. That's chopped softly toward third. And Porter couldn't scoop it up in time. No play at first. That's an infield hit for Sabrina Caffel. She's now 2 for 3. That will bring up Mariah Carcano. Carcano is 1 for 3. Singled her last time, and she chops one straight to third, where it is handled by Frechette, and the side is retired. Dolphins strand 1. They trail by 2 as we head to the home 6th. And we're back for the home 6th inning with a couple of changes for the Dolphins. In the circle, Corinne DiMartini. In right field, Deanna Dubois. And coming to the plate for the Huskies is Grace Frechette. Frechette officially 1 for 1 with a pair of RBIs, base hit and a walk, as the Huskies look for some insurance here in the home 6th inning. First pitch on its way. That's it for a called strike. Comes the 0-1. And that misses inside. Looking ahead to the next half inning, the Dolphins have 2, 3, and 4 due up. So as good a chance as any to get back in this game and maybe get even. But first, they have to get through the bottom of the 6th as that fly out goes to center. And Carcano makes the catch ranging to her right for out number 1. That will bring up Tenley Quesnell. You can make the case that she is responsible for the most important play in this game, robbing Anissa Acosta of a 3-run homer. And with her team leading by 2, obviously that play looming very large right now as she looks at a strike. At the plate, Quesnell is 0 for 2. And now she's behind. No balls and 2 strikes. And that misses away. That's popped up on the infield. Balderas calls for it and makes the catch. 2 gone. Well, I said it before, but if the Dolphins do go on to lose this game, this one will sting. It's going to be a game full of what-ifs, as we just had a walk-off home run on the field to our left. Also, they have some really nice bleachers over there on Field 1. Far more elevated. I wonder if they have an outlet, too. Here on Field 2, it's an 0-1 count on Reese Holzheuter. Holzheuter 2 for 3 at the plate. And she takes low. Warner playing way in over at third. Wands are about halfway at first. That's sliced foul. And the catch was made over there in foul territory. So Dolphins got to that ball. We couldn't see it in the corner, but that will do it for the Huskies in the home 6th. Dolphins come to bat down to their final 3 outs, trailing 6-4. Top of the 7th from the Auburndale Sports Complex. Dolphins trail 6-4 down to their final 3 outs. They split 2 games yesterday, dropped their first game today, looking to avoid a 1-3 start to their trip. First to the plate, Anissa Acosta. I believe the count is 1-1. She takes outside. And Acosta is now ahead, at the very least 2-1. I think it might be 3-1. She looks at a strike. And that's it out to right center. And the catch is made by Quesnell for the first out. That will bring up Eileen Balderas. That's it out to right, and that's down for a hit. So the Dolphins will bring the tying run to the plate yet again, as Balderas is on with her 4th hit of the game. She continues her red-hot start to the season as she singles to right. That will bring up Olivia Wanzer. Olivia certainly is a home run candidate. Dolphins would love that here. She looks at a strike. Now Wands is in a 2-strike hole as she swings and misses. That's chopped through the left side over the glove of the third baseman and into left field for a hit. Now, there was not a change. It was Frechette over at third. That's probably going to go down as an error. Dolphins might want to hit on that one, but that's a play that needed to be made. I think she was looking for a double play and lost the play as a result. So that's going to go down as an E5. And now the Dolphins have the tying run on base and just one out. Bridget Motley, the batter. And she hits one right back to the circle. Porter goes to third for one. That's all they'll get. And the Dolphins are now down to their final out. Motley reaches on a fielder's choice yet again. Balderas out at third, 1-5. And it will be left to Olivia Warner. There's a big swing and a miss by Warner for strike one. Warner has won at bat in this game. Came on for Elizabeth Moore an inning or two ago. I believe it was 2 innings back as a pinch hitter. She bats here with the game on the line and takes out of the zone for ball one. Warner now ahead 2-1. Comes the 2-1. And Warner takes strike two. Looked like she was fooled by that pitch. Here that appeared to be an off-speed pitch. We'll see if Porter tries to come back with a fastball. Here comes the 2-2. And that's hit back through the middle for a base hit. And the Dolphins will load the bases with 2 outs. And Cassidy Latour will come up with the bases loaded and the game on the line. Good at bat there by Warner. It looked like she was fooled on the second to last pitch of that at bat. Took a strike. And she was ready for that 2-2 offering and grounded it through the middle. Latour 0 for 1 came on as a replacement in the field. And that's in for a strike. Latour takes in the dirt. And the 1-1 is hit to short, off the glove of the diving shortstop. It rolls away. The tying run heading home. Throw to the plate. Not in time. And the Dolphins have tied the score at 6. Diving attempt at short by Holmes nearly ended the game. The ball hit off of her glove and got away just enough as the Dolphins tie the score. That's going to go down as a 2 RBI hit for Cassidy Latour. And the Dolphins have evened the score at 6 with a chance to take the lead. The game was so close to being over on that play, as it was a full extension diving attempt by Holmes at short, and it hit off her glove and rolled into the outfield. It got just far enough to allow CSI to tie the game. Latour held it first. Warner went first to third. Motley and Wanzer scored. And now, with that, the error looming very large, every run in this inning is going to be unearned. And Deanna Dubois has a chance to win this game, or I should say, to give CSI the lead with a hit. Instead, she dribbles one to first and is tagged out to end the inning. But not before the Dolphins come back yet again. They tie the score at 6. The Huskies now have a chance to walk it off in the 7th. And we are back for the bottom of the 7th, where the first pitch of the inning hits Lydia Kruger, and she will take first base to lead things off for the Huskies against Corinne DiMartini. Tracy Garofalo having a word with the home plate umpire about that. We couldn't see the ball make contact from where we are, but the Huskies will certainly take it. That brings up Hailey Weinberger. Weinberger 1 for 3. Or perhaps not, as it looks like we might have a pinch hitter. So scratch that. And the Dolphins will have a conference in the circle here. Okay, so Weinberger will bat. It's a pinch runner at first. So no change at the plate. Dolphins will talk this over. The Huskies will talk this over. The question is, when will this game be over? As we're tied at 6, and there may be more free softball to come. We'll see. So the Dolphins right now having a conversation in the circle. We'll get that pinch runner in the game as well for the Huskies. Bree Beck, the pinch runner. Weinberger, the batter. DiMartini, the pitcher. And Weinberger looks at a strike. Weinberger 1 for 3 in the game. You have to think the Dolphins may have talked over what to do if she looks to bunt. A left-handed batter as well can slap it to the left side. Options here for the Huskies in this position. And what you can't afford to do if you're the Dolphins is send one to the backstop, as DiMartini almost did right there. Count 1 ball and 1 strike. Runner going. Throw, not a good one. And it is kept on the infield by Balderas. That's a huge play there. As if that ball gets into center, the winning run possibly comes in if it got away far enough. More likely that Beck ends up on third. If that ball was tailing toward right center, I don't know if Carcano could have backed that up where she's playing. She is heavily favoring left center field. And there's a big swing and a miss there. And the count on Weinberger evens up at 2. It's a strikeout that DiMartini and the Dolphins really need. 2-2 on its way. That's hit in the air out to left, foul ground. And the catch is made against the fence. We didn't miss it that time. What a play in left by Latour. She came on late as a defensive substitution, and it pays off big time as she makes that play against the fence for a huge first out. That will bring up Maggie Fitzgerald. Fitzgerald 1 for 3. First pitch on its way, and that's it out to left toward the corner, and Latour is there again to make the catch on the move. 2 away in the inning. Beck advances to third, and the winning run now stands at third base with 2 gone in the home 7th. Huge spot here for Brooke Holmes, who has a chance after making a very costly error in the last inning. I think the error was at short anyway. I have to go back to the line score. The error was actually at third. That's my mistake. Holmes did not make the error. She almost made a great play to end the game. Don't want to sell her short. And she's hit by the pitch. So much for that. As Holmes will take first base, that does set up a force at both first and second. And I think that benefits the Dolphins in this spot, as Holmes' run doesn't mean anything. And we're going to have a pinch hitter here. So we'll get that put into our live stats. Corey Needham, the pinch hitter. And she has a chance to win it for St. Cloud State with a base hit. Runners on the corners, 2 outs, home 7th. Corinne DiMartini still the pitcher for CSI. And that's hit to short, caught on a line by Balderas as she went down to a knee and snagged it for the final out in the home 7th. Free softball coming up from the Auburndale Sports Complex. Dolphins and the Huskies tied at 6. And we are back as we were making some stat adjustments here in extra innings. We had to place the runner on second base, which required me to go online and pull up the cheat sheet. So the Dolphins have a runner placed on second to start the inning. That was the number 8 spot in the order. The pinch runner was Kristen Cardillo. She was bunted over to third by Sabrina Caffel, and then Natalia Nath, pinch hitting from Mariah Carcano, drives in the go-ahead run. CSI now leads 7-6. We're just getting caught up here on our live stats, so I apologize for missing that base hit in live action. But Nath singles to right center. Cardillo scores the go-ahead run. The Dolphins now lead it 7-6. Anissa Acosta, the batter. Carcano immediately re-entered to run as Acosta sneaks one through the left side. That is base hit number 100 in the career of Anissa Acosta. A big milestone for TJ, and the Dolphins keep the line moving here in the 8th inning, leading 7-6. At some point, they'll make sure that the Dolphins retrieve that softball, as it was nearly sent out of here. That ball hit well by Balderas, but well foul. She got all of it. How about that? That foul ball makes its way out of the field of play, and they'll secure that one for the trophy case. And Balderas fights off another one foul. Staten Island 7, St. Cloud State 6. The Huskies will get a chance to bat in the 8th with a runner on second to begin the inning. The Dolphins now looking for some insurance as Balderas takes outside for ball 1. And that is lined into left for another Dolphins base hit. Carcano held at third, and it's a good thing she was held, as the throw came in quickly from left, but the Dolphins have now loaded the bases here in the 8th. And how about this for CSI? They come back yet again from multiple runs down. They came back in each of their 2 losses on this trip, only to lose both games. This time they have taken the lead and have the bases loaded with 1 out here in the 8th inning. We'll recap the inning in just a moment. Obviously a runner placed on second to begin the inning. Caffel sacrificed pinch runner Kristen Cardillo over. Natalia Nath then singled home the go-ahead run. Anissa Acosta singled through the left side, and Balderas just singled to left moments ago to give the Dolphins a 7-6 lead. Olivia Wanzer, the batter. Wanzer in the game is 0 for 3. And she takes inside for ball 1. With that last base hit, Eileen Balderas is now 5 for 5 in the game. 5 for 5 with a double. Here comes the 1-0 to Wanzer. And she takes a called strike. Porter is still in there for St. Cloud State. They've used just 2 pitchers. Have to wonder if fatigue could be becoming a factor, though you couldn't ask for a better day to pitch on. Nice and cool, good cloud coverage as Wanzer takes ball 2. That was not the case for much of the day yesterday. The sun beating down on the players out there in the field. Comes the 2-1, and that's sliced off the runner who is out between first and second. Good luck for me scoring that one, as I'm not sure they have a command for a runner contacted by the ball. A run does come in to score, though they'll have to send that runner back to third. So it is 7-6, not 8-6, and that hurts if you're the Dolphins. That ball was certainly ticketed for the right side. That's officially going to go down as 4 unassisted, but Balderas was hit by the ball. I don't believe they have a scoring for a runner hit by a ball between the bases. I think the nearest defender gets the putout, though I could be mistaken there. I'll look into it after the game. The Dolphins keep the bases loaded. The lead is 7-6. Bridget Motley at the plate ahead 1-0. Looks at a strike. Motley is 0 for 4 with a pair of runs batted in. Here comes the 1-1. And that's it right back to the circle. And Motley is thrown out to retire the side. So the Dolphins will settle for 1 run in the top of the 8th. Huskies coming to bat in the bottom half with a chance to tie it or perhaps win it after a short break. And we are back for the bottom of the 8th inning. Bethany Weiss placed on second base for the Huskies. They trail by a run. We almost had a mutiny over the score on the scoreboard in the outfield. Alberto, if he is still up there, was notified and has changed the score. It is 7-6. It's okay, though. We had it here at the stats desk. New pitcher for the Dolphins, Kennedy Ruth. She will come on looking for another save. And her first pitch skips in and allows the runner to advance to third. Wild pitch there, and just like that, the tying run moves to third base. And the 1-0 is hit softly to third. Warner looks the runner back, throws low to first. Scooped up again by Wanzer, who's been good over there at first base today on the low throws that have come her way. And the Dolphins get the first out. Grace Frechette will be the batter. Frechette 1 for 2 in the game. Dolphins with the infield in. Once again, Weiss, the runner at third, advanced on the wild pitch. And Tracy Garofalo will call her infield together as the Dolphins talk strategy here. What a game this has been. The Dolphins, once again, found themselves behind. by 3 runs. The Dolphins, in every game they have played outside of the game they won, have trailed by 3 runs or more. They have come back to tie the score or take the lead in all 3 games, but have lost 2. This is the 3rd, of course, and CSI hopes to avoid suffering another tough loss in a game in which they came back. Dolphins did lead 1-0. They scored the first run in this game. Pitch on its way. It's bunted back to the circle. Suicide squeeze successful. And the flip goes to first in time to get Frechette. But that run that did not come home on the base runner contacted by the ground ball really hurting CSI now, as we are all even at 7. Now, does a suicide squeeze go in as a sacrifice? I think it might, because that's effectively a sacrifice fly. That was the intent all the way, though. We'll look that up right now. Power of Google. Well, for now, we'll leave it without the sacrifice credited. That may change later. No information readily available on that scoring. An RBI nonetheless. And Tenley Quesnel will be the batter. Quesnel's 0 for 3. But we keep going back to it. The defensive play she made in center field early, though there are certainly many candidates for that. The game-tying 2 RBI hit for the Dolphins off the shortstop's glove. Certainly a huge play. Count 2-1 on Quesnel, and that's taken out of the zone. That wild pitch that opened this inning from Ruth definitely changed the complexion of the inning completely and opened the door for that suicide squeeze. As that's hit to short, Balderas has it. Throw to first in time, and the inning is over. But not before the Huskies score the tying run. More free softball from Auburndale. We head to the 9th. Top of the 9th inning from the Auburndale Sports Complex. The Dolphins and the Huskies are tied at 7. Free runner on second base is Bridget Motley. Olivia Warner will lead things off for CSI. She fouls the first pitch back. Warner is 1 for 2. Behind her, Cassidy Latour, who had the game-tying hit, is 1 for 2. And then Victoria Whalen would get her first at bat, due up third. That's in for a called strike. And Warner is quickly behind 0-2. Here comes the two-strike pitch. And that is ripped straight into the glove of the third baseman. And just getting back in time was Motley. Good base running over at second. Motley got caught maybe 2 steps off the bag, but quick reactions got her back safely. Cassidy Latour at the plate here, looks at ball 1. Well, they just checked on that swing with the infield umpire, and I don't know if he was looking. I don't think there was much question over whether or not she went, though. I think he was taken by surprise as Latour looks at a strike. Corner in at first for the Huskies here as Latour takes low. A walk would not be the worst thing here if you're the Huskies, though. With a base open, they can afford to go after Latour as well. Victoria Whalen on deck has not had an at-bat in this game. As Latour bloops one the other way, and that is down for a hit. That was just out of the reach of the second baseman, Kruger. She almost got there and made the play on the run. But the Dolphins will certainly take what was a good break for them. And now they have runners on the corners with 1 out. Victoria Whalen, the batter. 1 away, top of the 9th. This game just keeps taking twists and turns. It has been a great one. Pitch to Whalen. Check swing. No swing. Ball 1. And overruled. Infield umpire says Whalen went around. You know he had his eyes on that one. 0-1 the count on Whalen. She takes in the dirt. With Motley advancing to third, Porter has to pitch a bit more carefully here. Needs to avoid the wild pitch. Behind the plate, you have to be mindful of the pass ball. We saw that bite the Dolphins in the previous half inning. As Whalen takes in the dirt again for ball 2. Whalen now ahead in the count, 2-1. And that first call on pitch number 1 in the at-bat saying Whalen went around, a big one now, as she swings and misses for strike 2. Again, tough vantage point for us. That pitch looked low as well. Whalen with a rare chase went after it. Count now even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Pitch on its way. And Whalen just got a piece. Foul ball. The reigning East Coast Conference Player of the Week stays alive with that last swing. Count remains 2 balls and 2 strikes. Go ahead run on third. Here comes the pitch. And Whalen pops it up. That's on the infield. And Kruger makes the catch at second for out number 2. With the extra runner, it is a huge advantage to bat in the home half of the inning. Knowing what you need, you can bunt that runner over to third if necessary, especially in a tie game. And I think it's all but certain that the Huskies would look to bunt if the score remains tied heading into the bottom of the 9th. Sabrina Caffel hoping that is not the case. She bats with runners on the corners and 2 outs. Caffel with 2 hits already. That's hit softly to second. Kruger has it, and she throws out Caffel to retire the side. The Dolphins failed to score in the top of the ninth. And we'll see if they send Kennedy Ruth back to the circle for the bottom half of the inning. We're tied at 7, and Ruth comes out of the dugout. Need a great escape from Kennedy Ruth here. She will face the top of the lineup. Potentially a bunt forthcoming in this spot. You'd say that's probably likely here. Nothing ever a certainty, but the Dolphins certainly are expecting a bunt, that's for sure. And that's popped up, and it falls behind the plate. Motley had a split second to react to that ball. Don't think she had a chance, but collective gasp surrounding Field 2 here at the Auburndale Sports Complex as that was popped up, and that was bunted at successfully toward the circle. For a moment, I thought Holtzheuter may have missed it, but the sacrifice is successful, and the winning run moves to third. Winning run on third, one away in the inning. Lydia Kruger, the batter, and a wild pitch will end the game. Kruger tried to bunt at it, and the ball sailed straight to the backstop. As the winning run comes in to score, it looked like another suicide squeeze was on there, and the ball sailed straight to the fence behind the plate. No chance for the Dolphins. It was closer at the plate than I expected, but Warner couldn't handle the flip cleanly, and St. Cloud State defeats Staten Island by a final score of 8-7 in 9 innings.